Welcome back to Insight. Dave Farnbauch joins us from Sweeney Law Firm, and this is right up my alley here. We've got graduation parties and things like that we're hosting, and I think most times people think about this, it's the alcohol that people worry about. What is my risk?
Well, I mean, alcohol's clearly something that you have to think about if you're going to host a party. It can serve as a potential basis for liability if you do things that are not necessarily safe. In Indiana, we have what is known as social host liability. Mm-hmm. And if you are hosting a party and you furnish alcohol to someone who is, here's the key phrase, visibly intoxicated, then you can, and there's obviously an accident that occurs where somebody's hurt, you can be held legally responsible for that other person that causes injury that obtained alcohol at your party.
So, what's the phrase again? It was visibly intoxicated.
So that is a difficult thing to prove, that you knew someone was visibly intoxicated. But that being said, you know, if there are witnesses who say, look, everybody at the party knew that this individual was falling down drunk, mm-hmm. and you continued to serve alcohol, then beware, you can and you will be sued.
Yeah, and then there's a whole other thing with minors and things like that that
right.
we probably don't even have time to get on to. Let's talk about maybe having people up to the lake. I have people up to the lake, they go out on the jet ski or whatever, and something bad happens.
Dirk, we see a lot of accidents this time of year. Cases come into our office involving, recreational vehicles like golf carts. Those are very popular mm-hmm. up at the lake. Jet skis, those are a very common source of serious injuries and accidents. And if you have those types of recreational vehicles, you have a duty to supervise who is using those instrumentalities. Mm-hmm. For example, a lot of times those accidents will involve kids, and you turn your kids loose and they give those jet skis or golf carts to their friends who aren't properly trained, and then there's an accident, and the next thing you know, you're going to be sued as the owner of those vehicles because you didn't properly supervise, you negligently entrusted those things to people who weren't competent to drive those from mm-hmm. a safety standpoint.
So is there something I can do other than having a very long talk with my kids that protects me from a legal standpoint, insurance standpoint? What do you recommend? What steps can we take?
Well, I mean, I think it's common sense. I mean, the first thing is you have to be very careful about who you're going to entrust those vehicles to. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that you can do is get yourself a significant homeowner's insurance policy. And sometimes you're going to have to check with your agent to make sure, because there's, additional riders and so forth that they utilize to protect, for recreational vehicles and boats and all those things. So it's really good to touch base with your insurance agent to make sure that you have a significant amount of insurance coverage to protect you, because usually if there is an accident with a golf cart, an ATV, a boat, or something of that nature, the injuries are going to be serious. If you have a $100,000 policy, a $250,000 policy, it's probably not going to be enough.
That's very eye-opening. And again, it may be your friend who was hurt or whatever doesn't even have a choice as far as their insurance company decides it's time to take legal action. So you really need to make sure that you're settled, squared away. If you find yourself needing legal advice in any of those matters, Sweeney Law Firm is there to give you more consultation. You can go to their webpage, you can give them a call at that number, and they will help. We'll be right back on Insight.